Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm playing with my lovely leftovers kit and also this sketch right here. Now this sketch has some hexagons and some circles behind there, so I am going to be using the beehive stencil from Scrapping Reflections. So let's see what I can do. So I'm going to take my hexagon stencil here and I'm placing it over top of this yellow and white polka dot paper that is from Close to My Heart. It was from the mix-in packet from January and February of this year. Now I am taking my Pink and Main blender brush and using a Close to My Heart ink pad and just going to go ahead and darken up the ink around this hexagon just to go ahead and get that pattern kind of which is in the sketch. Because like I said, I'm not going to be using paper for that. I am using my stencil here. So fun fact about stencils is stencils can stain. Stencils that are stained are not wrong. They are not bad. There's nothing like wrong with a stencil that is stained. Just like a stamp will eventually start staining, so will a stencil. Now, stencils also have a shelf life. They're rated for a certain amount of uses depending upon the thickness of the mylar that they are made out of. Scrapping Reflection stencils are made out of a 10 mil mylar, which is a pretty good quality. It's not the thickest mylar, but it's pretty on par with what is out there in the industry. If you're using a 7 mil or lower mylar, you're getting a thin stencil. Not as great quality, not as always a crisp of an image. So make sure that you're using a good old quality stencil. I say that with whatever stencil you're using. Now, if you're using like the craft stencils from the big box craft stores that you would use to kind of stencil over wood projects or anything like that, those are super thin and they do wear out and kind of give up easier and quicker than regular stencils. So I am using my two photos here. One is kind of our cards that you're handed as you go into the Millennium Falcon, and we were gunners this time. So when Lana and I went, we rode this twice. One time we were pilots and one time we were gunners. So the first time we definitely wanted to pilot the Falcon. Who doesn't? Who does not want to drive the Millennium Falcon? And if you don't, you're crazy. There, I said it. Like that's just the way it is, you guys. That's how I feel. And then the second time we were like, we want to shoot. We want to shoot. We want to, we just want to bang, bang, bang all the day long. So we were able to be gunners. So we got exactly what we wanted, and that was exciting. I go ahead and cut down this piece of ombre striped pink paper. This is from Paper House Productions, and it's a great paper. It is a great paper. Paper House has some really awesome basic papers, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I have a bunch. So I have a bunch of this ombre stripe. I have a bunch of their wood grains. I have a bunch of a yellow paper off a travel collection because it's my favorite yellow color in the world. And they're just good, basic, non-really themed papers that you can use over and over again. And you're not really going to notice it unless you're using it like 6 times in a row for in order of your scrapbook. Like you're flipping through 6 times and you see 6 of the same papers. You're not really going to notice it. Now I am going to take that wood grain washi and also the gold glittery washi from my kit and just overlap it over top of this paper because it just gives it a little bit of an extra oomph. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the little bit of extra oomph. I decide that the littler photo needs to be popped up on some fun foam. And this fun foam is provided to me by my dealer, Crystal of Pineapple Papers. She keeps me in the fun foam, you guys. She just does. She makes it real easy so I don't have to go to the Walmart to pick up the fun foam. Because, By the way, just out of curiosity, so the Walmart that I would have to go to if I had to go to Walmart. Locks up everything. Formula, deodorant, you name it, that sort is locked down. Are all Walmarts like that right now? I really have no idea. I'm just curious. So now I've got my photos down, and now I'm trying to figure out what my title is going to be and what my embellishment is going to be. There's not really a lot of embellishment on the sketch, but I want to add some stuff, especially because most of the time I'm a more is more kind of gal, and especially because this is a Disney layout, and I feel like just about all of the Disney layouts are a little bit more is more. Even the ones that have a tremendous amount of white space, the layouts where the white space isn't, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. So I'm flipping through my sticker book here from Paper House. Now this is a planner sticker book. It has, you know, planner checkoffs and all that. But I really think that planner stickers are great to use in scrapbooks. They're thinner, so they're going to add less weight. And if you want it to have them to be a little bit more substantial, you can always put them on top of some cardstock and cut them out. What am I doing right here? Oh, I decided to go ahead and add another word. So we've got hope and wish, and this chipboard ampersand is going to go over here on the layout. So it does, I'm basically using that circle embellishment on the vertical strip here. But I am going to add a little bit more circular elements because it feels awkward to me. It feels awkward just to have that one circle. So I have this embellishment from, what is that company called? Oh, it's like Campground One. I don't know. What is that company called? Let me look at my kit. One Canoe 2. Campground One. Good Lord, Sandy. Okay, so One Canoe 2. I do pull off the big ol' foam round dot on the back of it because it's lifting it up a little bit too much off the page. I don't want my one embellishment to be like standing up like, hey, look at me, when everything else is a little bit more flat. I am going to grab this other chipboard circle, and I decide to go ahead and place it here over top of my vertical stripes, just because I'm feeling the circles. If I'm going to put a circle on a page, I feel like I should put more circles on a page. So that is what is going on there. So now I have my title is Hope and Wish, and then I'm still looking for other embellishments. Now I really was excited that I was able to get that Everyday Happiness sticker onto a layout because I wanted to put it on a layout a couple days ago, maybe a week ago now. I don't remember. But I couldn't. It just didn't work. So I'm really happy that it worked here on this layout. So I'm just kind of staring at the page, trying to figure out what in the world I'm going to do, because I feel like it needs more. I feel like there's not enough here, and there's something missing. So besides the rest of the title, because Hope and Wish is not my full and complete title, I also feel like I need to embellish a little bit more. I do grab my smaller letter stickers, and I have this kind of navy blue stickers here, and I just quickly glance through to see if I can find anything better, and I don't, so I'm going to go ahead and use these. So now I'm going to pop them off, and these are simple story stickers, and for the most part they stick pretty good. I don't think I'm going to have to add any kind of liquid glue to them, but I do have the letter I up there, and then I have I don't have any O's, so I'm using Q's and just kind of trimming off the little Q-y bit on them. What is that little Q-y bit called? I know it's not a Q-y bit, but that's what it is in my head, is a Q-y bit, so that's what we're going with. I don't even know if there is a name of the little hang down thing on a Q. I would love to know if there is. Maybe I should Google that. So now I'm going to use these Jelly Bean Soup tiny tile stickers, and I don't have all the letters that I need to do, so I'm just going to alter them with my white pen here. So now I have I hope and wish to shoot. And then I'm going to use the rest of these yellow letter stickers to say in the Falcon. Because, oh my word, wouldn't it be cool to be in a spacecraft and doing the pew pew pews? That would be so cool. Hopefully you would have better aim than the stormtroopers, because stormtroopers will shoot 28,000 times and won't land their target once. Like, it's pathetic. So now that I've got those letter stickers down, I am cool with the title. And then I've got to adjust them a little bit as well, because the same thing, like I turned the V upside down for the A. I used an F for the E. And then I decide I need to bring in another circular element. So I grab this smaller sized white doily, and then I'm going to grab my Pink and Main blender brush and a close to my heart ink pad. And this ink pad is Sapphire, and I'm just going to color the doily. So this is just a piece of blue printer paper. It's very thin, very cheap paper. Because I tore up my mixed media mat. Like, I tore it up. I had it for a while, and I just tore it up, you guys. So it had to go in the bin. It had to go to the trash. I ordered another one, though. So it should be arriving here shortly. So in the meantime, I'm just using this blue printer paper. And I am just inking both sides of the doily, because I don't want the little white pieces around the edges poking through. I want this to read as a blue doily. I don't want it to read as a doily that's blue that has white poking through it. So I am going to put it over here on the left side of my photo, and it works. It works for a couple reasons. One, because it was naked over there, and I couldn't stand that. I needed a little bit more over in this corner. And two, I also have these pops of this darker blue color throughout the page, so it makes sense that it's over here as well. I decided I needed the blue up at the top after all, even though I had moved down the chipboard. So I have this 2x2 card that had a butterfly on it, and it said beautiful. So I trimmed off the butterfly, tossed that into the bin, because who needs that? And then went ahead and put the beautiful piece of paper tucked over top of this photo, kind of like a tab. So I have these enamel dots that were in my kit as well, and I'm just going to place them around the page. And then I realized that enamel dots that I put there in the center just feel a little bit awkward, so I moved them over to this side of the doily, and I kind of feel like it spaces it out a little bit better, and there isn't kind of this awkward gap where there's a bunch of enamel dots kind of on top of each other. It just felt weird. So now I'm just going to journal a little bit about how we want it to shoot in the Millennium Falcon, and we definitely want it to rack up the points, because you're on a mission when you ride this ride. So there it is, you guys. My look at that doily. Man, that's gorgeous, inked up in blue. Okay, so there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again real soon for another video.